Well, we've got a special guest in here. They just snuck in the door a couple of minutes ago. Tracy Jackson, she's actually one of our local superstars and a Paralympian shooter who was the MBRC Sportswoman of the Year back in 2015. Welcome, Tracy.
Hello, welcome, thank you.
It's great to have you here. Now, we're going to talk about the Commonwealth Games today. Now, what made you decide to volunteer for the Gold Coast 2018 Commonwealth Games?
Well, some friends of mine, actually, they volunteered, or they put in an application for the volunteering, and I thought, well, I'm up for something new, so why not try it? I was, a little bit apprehensive being in a wheelchair. I didn't know whether they would accept my application, and they did, and it was absolutely amazing.
Oh, that's absolutely fantastic. I bet you would have been an asset regardless of whether you have a wheelchair or not, I believe.
Yes, they put me in a very good spot. I got to do the I was in the information desk, and so I got to see all the teams that came through and all the officials, and met heaps of really cool people, and
yes, you would have made some new friends, definitely. Now, what did you actually do there? Did you have something to do with shooting at all? Because I know that's one of your favourite little hobbies as such.
Yes. I volunteered for the shooting, which is just over here at Belmont, so it was closer to home instead of travelling to the Gold Coast and that. So I volunteered there, and I like it. That's my home shooting range, so it was very appropriate. So I knew what to do and knew where to go and everything. So, it was great.
Fantastic. Now, can you actually walk us through the process involved in becoming a game shaper? That's what they call you guys, is that right?
Yes,
the volunteers, game shapers.
That was us, yes.
Yep.
Well, it was quite simple, actually. It was just we lodged an application, and I got my okay back in, I think it was November last year, and then they started running us through some courses, and we did some online courses as well. It just depended on the area that we're actually volunteering for. So because mine was information, I needed to know how to work their program on the internet and on the computers and so forth. So we were giving out information to the athletes and to the coaches and stuff like that. So that's basically what we had to run through. Everything else, it was just smile, be happy, and have fun, and that was it.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it would have been an unforgettable experience for everyone, that's for sure. Now, did you come across any difficulties being a volunteer with a disability? I actually don't really like using that word, but you actually gave me this question.
Yes, I know.
Because I always believe it's a special ability, not necessarily a disability. But,
exactly.
Did you come across any difficulties at all?
Not to start with. They were fully aware that I had... I was in a wheelchair and I needed a carer, so I had to take my personal carer with me as well. So initially no, but it got down to about the last 2 days before we actually had to start, and they didn't have a bus to transport me in. So, yes, exactly. We weren't. Yeah.
So what about all the other guys that were?
Well, after the game started, there was public transport that allowed wheelchair people, but because I was the only one actually volunteering at the range, there wasn't one for me, because we weren't allowed to drive in on site, where we had to catch a shuttle bus from Carindale into the game, into Belmont every day. And so they ended up having to give me a special pass so that I could get my van in, and so I had to get a driver to drive me in every day. And we had to get there at least an hour early, because we had the bomb squad go through the car every day to enter the venue.
Gosh.
Yeah, so it was an experience.
That would have made you extra special.
Well, I felt rather special.
You would have been paranoid about all your little, backpacks and lunch boxes, even though you're probably not putting anything in there, but still to have your stuff gone through and everything would be really weird.
Yeah. So they had the scanner there and everything, so you had to put your bag through the scanner, and stuff like that. And we had to get out of the car, and they had about 4 or 5 people going over the car with, torches and under the car with mirrors and all kinds of things. So yeah, no, it was pretty good.
Okay, well, at least you know your car's safe, hey?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And the funniest thing was too is the car is new. I've only had my van for about 6 weeks now.
Ooh,
and so it wasn't girlified. It didn't have any extras in it. So they were quite happy. They'd open up a little drawer or whatever, and there was nothing there. And that's what I said to them. I haven't got to it yet. So
you haven't pimped it up yet?
Not yet.
Now, overall, how was your experience as a Gold Coast 2018 Game Shaper, like overall?
Overall, it was amazing. Really, it was. I got to meet so many different people from all different countries. I now have some new friends in, Malaysia. It was, look, they were all very good to me. They were accommodating. Like I said, I had to have my carer with me as well, so she got to experience the whole thing as well. She was my shadow, so wherever I went, she went. It was just great, and I was made feel very welcome, and the teams that come through were like, I don't normally get to hang out with I call people that aren't in wheelchairs, I call them able bodies. I didn't get a chance, I don't get a chance to hang out with able-bodied people very often, especially on the range, and to get to hang out with people like that in the environment that I love, shooting, it was just so cool, and they were so accepting, and I got questioned all the time about how I shoot, because they don't get to hang out with people in wheelchairs, so they never see us shoot and we never see them shoot.
Oh, that's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah, so pretty amazing. And I was so happy that they included the disabled people, in with the whole environment of the Commonwealth Games.
Oh, look, that was
amazing.
Incredible. That made me actually really, really want to watch it, to be honest.
Absolutely.
It was, it's more emotional, actually, and it's inspiring as well. You just think, wow, you take a step back and just watch people who have so many extra challenges in their life.
Yep.
And they just go, hit the ground running. They're just amazing.
Amazing.
Actually, I got cold shivers just thinking about it. I love it.
I'm so happy they did, because you see, people don't realise that when we compete, we don't have anybody watch us. We never have an audience.
Oh, I just can't believe that.
Yeah, we have an audience of our peers and our general little circle, but we never actually get to compete in front of thousands of people. So it was extremely special for them, and I just wish they had the parachuting as well, because that would have been so good to shine in front of people.
Well, I'm sure it's going to just move forward with every Commonwealth Games that happens around the world. So
I hope so, because Birmingham has taken shooting off their list of games. For the next Commonwealth Games. Yeah, they've taken shooting out of their program. So we are fighting to get it put back in.
Did they have a reason for that, or is that a little controversial?
I think it has a little bit of controversy attached to it. I do know that Birmingham don't have a range facility, which doesn't mean that they can't put in a temporary range. It's pretty easy to do, but I'm not really sure the ins and outs of it, but I hope they do, continue it and include us paras in it too.
Absolutely,
yes.
Absolutely. Now, I'm going to throw you a little curveball.
Yes.
I understand you were brought up by a family of drag racers.
Oh, gosh. Yes.
And, your sporting achievements and goals in life, with that, it definitely sets your eyes first, to cross the line first, I should say.
Yes.
So can you tell me a little bit?
Well, yes, my dad was a drag racer.
Yeah.
Back in the 60s.
Wow. Yep.
And so when we were little, we got to hang out with him, mainly Surfers Paradise when we used to go with him. I can still remember sitting on the grass in the pits, with all the cars.
Do you remember the smell of the fuel?
And the smell of the fuel.
Oh, did you love it?
Rubber, absolutely.
Yes.
So it was in my blood. And so when
Yep.
I managed to get my license, which was the day of my birthday, I was not hanging about.
Yeah.
I got to take his car down to the drags at Surfers Paradise. Yeah, so I raced it and nervous. I was so nervous, but it was so amazing. And back then, I was able to drive without any controls or anything like that. And so I did that until I was about 21, and it got to the point where I couldn't actually stop the car well enough at the end of the track, because you do really need to stop the cars. But it was just in my blood, and I've always loved it. And I actually got to go down the track at the end of last year. I had a uni student hang out with me for 2 years doing a documentary on me, and he just said to me one day, "Do you want to see if we can get you down the track again?" And I said, "That would be super cool."
Yeah.
So I ended up going down in a car as a passenger, and I was only supposed to do 1 or 2 trips down the track, and I ended up doing 9.
Oh, true.
It was so amazing. It just took me back to my early days, and the adrenaline rush is just awesome.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I've never personally been able to hop in a car and do that, but I love watching it. I love the smell of fuel.
Oh, yes, and the burning rubber and all
Absolutely.
that. Absolutely. It gives me goosebumps thinking about it.
Yes. Well, Tracy, it's definitely been a pleasure talking about your inspirational life, and I'm sure we're going to have you back again soon. And thank you for being 99.7's guest today.
Thank you for having me, and I'd love to come back and talk with you some more.